Und damit ein herzliches Willkommen und Hallo zu einer weiteren Part Let's Play Fate Grand Order. Ich bin es, MC und die Zeit ist gekommen. Ich habe mir ein bisschen Zeit gelassen, weil ich unser Abenteuer von Atlantis noch ein bisschen sacken musste. Atlantis hat uns hier in den Kampf gegen den Crypter Kirei Wodime geführt, sowie seine Armada aus den göttlichen Zwillingen Dioskuri, den genialen Feldherrn Odysseus und natürlich die blutrünstige Canis. An der Seite der Götter haben wir wirklich hier gesehen, dass er in einer ganz anderen Liga spielt. Sein Tree of Emptiness, wie wir hier sehen, strahlt heraus. Doch mit Hilfe unserer Argonauten und der legendären Truppe, sei es nun eine Chio, und mein Kapitän Jason und natürlich unserem Grand Archer, haben wir es geschafft. Weder vor Gott noch Teufel sind wir gezwungen und haben hier den Poseidon-Kern erreicht. Unser Weg in die göttliche Stadt Olympus steht damit offen. Und es ist Zeit nun, liebe Leute, mehr oder weniger eigentlich für das grande Finale. 4 Lostbelts, 4,5, haben wir darauf hingearbeitet, gegen diese Herausforderung. Den mächtigsten aller Krypter. Die Person, die vom Aliengott ausgewählt wurde. Und ich suche hier gerade nochmal, was schon so eine Weile her ist. Haben wir darauf gewartet, um gegen diesen Crypter zu kämpfen, der vom Aliengott auserwählt worden ist. Der größte, mächtigste, talentierteste Magier, den wir im Fate-Universum kennen. Und den Anführer der Crypter und die größte Bedrohung für Proper Human History, Kirei Wodime. Ladies and Gentlemen, es ist Zeit, sich dem göttlichen Crypter in den Weg zu stellen. Meine gute Space ist bereit. Und meine Quartz Revival sind auch bereit, denn es ist nicht nur der, eigentlich, ich glaube, der längste Lostbelt, es ist auch der schwerste Lostbelt, gilt er. Aber ich bin heiß darauf, es ist der Lostbelt, der meines Erachtens die einzige Kampagne, die wirklich nur annähernd eine Chance hat, Babylonia als meine Lieblingskampagne abzulösen. Und deswegen würde ich nun sagen, ohne noch viel weiter zu schwafeln, starten wir mit dem zweiten Akt des 5. Lostbelt Interstellar Mountain City Olympus. Oh Leute, ich bin heiß drauf. Und ich hoffe, ihr genauso mal. Denn das, Leute, God of War will grüßen meinen. Jeder Gott, der sich uns in den Weg stellt, wird fertig gemacht. People have always turned their gaze skyward. In ancient times, they saw gods dwelling in the heavens. For many long years, the sky was a sacred domain that remained ever beyond reach. Eigentlich muss ich nicht mit einer bösen Stimme reden, ich kann auch normal reden. But then, at one point we, proper human history, began to see untold possibility in the vast space beyond the sky. From then on, it was no longer a mystery to be feared, but a riddle to be solved. That's right, we will use every tool we can. Our minds especially to discover what makes us tick. We will never stop again, not until we have claimed the heavens for ourselves. We will turn our gaze skyward, and one day we will bring down the gods. Beyond the great pit. An impossible enormous structure floats on the other side of the vast ocean. The texture that covers the planet's surface are seen from the main monitor of the storm border, currently soaring through the air. The structure appears to be a place inhabited by thousands, if not millions of people. Is that a city? Senpai, look! Up in the sky! The Interstellar City. Die Heimat der Götter, Olympus. Atop the sprawling city sits another enormous structure. Above that great mountain of transcendent crystal loom even higher. And there, beyond the crystalline peaks, ein Baum in voller Blüte, lies the very thing they've been searching for. The roots of the cosmic fantasy stretching out into space. That's the Tree of Emptiness! That's the Tree of Emptiness we saw from Atlantis! But that's not the only thing that surprised me. I never would have dreamed that there was be such a massive hollow space underneath the Great Pit. It doesn't look subterranean either. It's more like an entirely different world. This is the true surface of the Earth. While it no doubt would appear to be the bowels of the Earth from up on Atlantis. It is in fact the true face of the Atlantic Lostbelt. Atlantis itself is a mere camouflage. In proper human history, Greek mythology, the age of God, man was unhurched in through two great wars known as Magiers. But what is going on in this Lostbelt? How was it able to control this space in such a degree? How was it able to advance this far? It appears to be operating on the same meta as the Chinese Lostbelt, and it fully embraced the Tree of Emptiness, but the manner in which it does wholly opposite the Chinese Lostbelt. While the Chinese Lostbelt hit its Tree of Emptiness completely, here it has been allowed to flourish to the greatest possibility extent. At least that's what it looked like. That part down by the base must be the city. Yeah, it looks like something you'd see in a science fiction novel. It's easily unimpressive as the picture of proper human history skyscrapers Shion showed me. I can't tell what the exact dimension of the city are just from looking at it, but it's safe to say there are at least 10 million people living there, minimum. Und diese müssen wir alle auslöschen. 10 million people! So this is where our attack on the Atlantic Lostbelt really begins. Indeed, it would seem we truly have our work cut out for us. That of course is a true here in this fifth and the seventh hells as it ever was. And as Da Vinci said before, we cannot blind ourselves to the context of our actions, not even for a moment. That being said, how one reacts to such a cost depends entirely on the individual. And I, for one, am delighted by how you have held onto your humanity in the face of such adversity. Computer room here, so interrupted, but I finished scanning our vicinity. And just like I expected, the atmosphere here is just chock full of magic energy. So this is the Age of Gods. The magic energy density is at least on par with our records under the seventh singularity, if not higher. Are you serious? But the seventh singularity was in Mesopotamia during proper human history Age of Gods. Und da war ein Bestien. And now you're telling me this place exceeds the magic energy density? Something just forced their way into our comm line. It's not from the Wandering Sea. This is... Look up ahead. The signal's coming from the Colossus structure. Fear us! Praise us! For you gaze up mighty Olympus. The name of this Lostbelt I rule, given in honor of our great ark that has crossed the ocean of space. Now prostrate yourself and weep before me. For this grand throne of the gods is not meant for the eyes of such insignificant specks as you. Es kann nur einer sein. What? Going on? This voice is so heavy. Es kann nur einer sein. This pressure is immense, and he's not even here in person. It's as powerful as a spell designed to attack the mind. Da Vinci, quick, raise our benefice output before something happens to Maxim or Meniri. Got it. Now then. Between this immense pressure and this manner of speech, it looks like they are rolling out the biggest of guns. If I'm not mistaken, this must be... Wer sonst? Als der Anführer der griechischen Götter und größter als auch mächtigster Gott. Der Gründer von Europa, der Schlechter der Titanen und Väter von so vielen Helden. My name is Zeus. Zeus, the king of the gods. I rule over this ancient ocean. I rule this great interstellar city. I rule over all. I'm king of the Atlantic Lostbelt. Zeus! This is Zeus! Zeus? I was going to say one of the 12 Olympians, but no matter. This is unfortunately the worst of the possible sceneries I predicted, of all the gods to come and greet us. So that's the Zeus of this Lostbelt. I already had a good idea of things to the Poseidon we saw in Atlantis, but... Indeed, the king of the gods may be very different from the one in proper humanisty. But deep down they are fundamentally the same. The supreme being of Greek mythology, the winner of both Machina wars, and the one who rules over the 12 Olympians. Not merely a divine spirit, but a genuine god who once existed right here on Earth. His deep ties to both the considerate and abstract planes means that he is one of the phenomena slapping the very world itself. To put it another way, the king of the gods is, a very real sense, the closest thing there is to a ruler of the entire planet. Then, does that mean he's like Skadi in the Scandinavian Lostbelt? Ich würde fast sogar noch sagen, bis weiter oben. Or Trinity in the Lostbelt? Unfortunately, no. The comment data we collected from Artemis and Poseidon alone speaks volumes. We are able to weaken a Trinity divinity by attacking the faith he engaged. But we definitely won't be able to do the same with these gods. Their axis is fundamentally different. The godly functionality is a core part of being. Just look at their fierce clearumir if you need proof. Their functionality is what makes them gods. Nothing can be done to alter that. And Zeus is one who stands above all the others. Ja, die haben gerade den richtigen Gesichtsausdruck. So, what are you trying to say? That Zeus is more powerful than any other foe we've forced to date? That can't possibly be true. Don't you remember how tough Arjuna was? He was a monster who absorbed every god in India. How could anything entire orders of magnitude more powerful than him even exist? If like Artemis and Poseidon, Zeus has continuously ruled over his planet since ancient times without changing his very nature, then he is without a doubt in a league of his own. For you see, the ancient dramatic Aeschylus once described Zeus as the omnipotent and omniscient god of justice. An omnipotent king of the gods. Foo. Omnipotent as in all-powerful. Oh, come now! How can he possibly be omnipotent? Zeus is strong, yes, but he's known for being sneaky and lecherous. He used to take any old enemy or person he came across and toss them up in the sky in constellation. He also, with thunderbolts said to be capable of incinerating the entire universe. Is that true, Captain? Come on, get us straight. You're half god on Poseidon's side, right? Just what the hell are the Olympic gods? Are they really like a mistake, or are they something entirely different? Cause if Zeus already does have the authority to destroy the whole universe. I don't know, okay? I mean, I can say that my father was a machine. But if this Lostbelt developed along an entirely different timeline than the one we know, then it wouldn't surprise me if Zeus turned out to be a machine god, just like der Poseidon was. Macht die das nicht noch stärker? Sehr schön. If these gods are an embodiment of this planet, concentrated and abstract and possess the same abilities, properties and authority as described in the mythology. And if one of top of it, they also possess powerful mechanical bodies, then I suppose maybe those machines were always their true bodies, even in proper human history? And if that's the case, that would mean this Lostbelt is... Captain? Right. Anyway, if he is omnipotent, and he seems to be, then he's the strongest being in Olympus. So it's safe to assume he has the authority powerful to all-encompassing enough to merit leading the other 12 Olympians. I don't know exactly what he's like here, but in the Age of Gods I know he was definitely the top dog. So if at all possible, I'd really rather not face him lead on. Exactly, he's not someone we want to head with. That'd be one thing if there was a way to snuff out all of his Dimrush class divinity, like we did in Scandinavia and India. But when it's an honest-to-goodness genius god, we are talking about that's just not gonna work. Foo. Na gut, vielleicht werden wir jetzt schon ausgelöscht. Dann ist eh alles vorbei. Da müssen wir uns immer keine Sorgen mehr machen. What was that? Some kind of torrents? Ja, Willkommensgrüße, oder? Sind das? No fall. Insignificant ones. All hands. Brace for impact. Thunderbolts, no. These are great thunderbolts. This magic energy are bonkers. I was saying about this generous. Wait, they're kidding me. They are the strongest Artemis cannon. Ah, come here, Elon. I've heard our power creep, but this is nuts. Maria, do whatever you must to make sure those things don't hit us. We only got this new ship. Wait. Checking hull ratings now. I was right. They are missing us. But how? Haben wir Blitzeblätter? Looks like our emergency scattering worked, Da Vinci. Hell yeah, it did. Well, I'll be. Excellent work, Captain. Technical advisor, you're both far more useful than Aquaparser there. So, what was the gizmo just now anyway? Some sort of secret defensive system you put together when I wasn't looking? Yeah, pretty much. It's basically a kind of spirit origin staff grenade that uses extremely high performance dummy spirit origin to throw off enemy attacks. I only just finished putting it together before we went down the great pit. It's about the latest defense. I might not have been able to finish it in time for a shot of Artemis, but it's designed to even defend against attacks from our orbit. And as you just saw, it works brilliantly. None of the lighting is hitting us directly. Wah! You're the best, Da Vinci! You know it! Not right! Starboard is amazing. This is just the kind of dream ship I would have imagined Captain Email and Data Institute could come up with if they work together. Not even Zeus Thunderbirds can touch us. You see that, Zeus? This is what proper human history metacization can do when we set our minds to it! Now, all that being said, would you mind if I brought up a different issue? I know we are managing to fight a brilliant mid-air battle at the moment, but technically the ship is still falling, right? Huh. I knew it! Of course we're technically falling. I'm doing my damnedest to slow down the fall with propulsion substance and the contrast, but I can't change the fact that this is our boat. Of course it is not gonna work anywhere. That's not even the sea, underwater, or white space. Maximus, get your seats and don't move from us, and keep an eye on the monitors. Look for anybody of water we could use for an emergency landing. Sea, lake, pond, anything. Ich versuche einfach auf dir zu landen, Goredofl. Yes, sir. Oh Captain, mein Captain, ich tue alles, was du sagst. Don't think your Thunderbolts won't do much good if we just end up being dashed to pieces on the ground. We need to keep the Stormwater and my chef safe at any cost. Der Satz war nicht nötig. The very aspect of his new border is undoubtedly at the cutting edge of proper human history and technology. Aber what the supreme being of mythological systems so advanced they've had futuristic technology like nanomachines for thousands of years really missed the first strike? Then again, what if? Captain Da Vinci, open the engine up, full throttle. It's not safe up in the air like this. Nearby body of water or not, we need to land while the chefs are still working. There, target spotted, 4,000 meters below. We can use it to reach in that forest to cushion our descent. Set energy control to 7 o'clock. Point to bow downward. Unfurl the zero sail by 80%. Got it, I'll handle the controls. All your marines, get into post now. Aye, ma'am. We blast our way out here like a giant wave. Keep scattering the spirit ocean as we descend. Once we are thousands meters from the target landing point, pitch blow up. All hands brace for impact. It's going to be a bumpy landing. Ah, this G-force is intense. It feels like my guts are about to come clean off. Why are we going down this fast, Captain? I thought the spirit ocean stuff was keeping us safe. An elementary deduction, Goredofl. True, the Stormborder's new weaponry is a force to be reckoned with. However, take a look at the gale of the Thunderbolts and consider this. What if Zeus is still holding back? And this is just what we consider as warning shots. Das glaube ich ja auch, weil ansonsten Zeus schmeißt einfach einen Blitz und wir sind weg.
Warning shots? Then you mean he still hasn't actually attacked us? So then we are all good as that. They might call me Phoenix, but it doesn't mean I can fly out there. Come on, everyone. Hurry. We need to get out of this airspace as soon as possible.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Damn. It's no use. I can't dodge every bolt. We're going to attack a directed. Manager, take the helm.
Huh? Me? Senpai? Brace yourself, everyone.
Goredofl! Lostbelt number 5. Lostbelt A+. The Interstellar Mountain City Olympus. The day to bring down gods. Wow, 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 wow. Was für ein spannendes Intro. Zeus feuert hier einfach Blitze, wie als wäre es nichts. Haut hier um sich herum. Und irgendwie, weiß ich nicht, haben wir es überlebt? Ich weiß nicht, aber zumindest haben wir schon mal epische Musik im Hintergrund. Olympus, die Stadt der Götter. 10 Millionen Menschen. Haha, die armen Menschen, die übrigens nicht hier drin wohnen. Liebe Leute, machen wir weiter. Es kann nur besser werden. Und mit besser meine ich noch exklusiver und noch schlimmer, liebe Leute. Weil ich will gar nicht wissen, was die olympischen Götter noch so für uns bereit haben, Mann. Wenn das ihre Warning Shots sind.
Ah. Shit, shit, shit. How am I supposed to immerse land in a freaking battleship when I've never done it before? And I'm the one taking them. Damn, hell are you doing, Captain? Ah, all hands, make sure you're strapped in tight! Hey, we stopped. I'm alive, I think. Master, are you right?
Sure. Oh, thanks to my seatbelt.
Your seatbelt? I see. I guess the gold of Skyland's paid off in spades here. Good God, it looks like we stuck an emergency landing. Next, shut the magical reactor 1 for free. And hurry if Zeus notices the magic energy. Hey, come after us.
Are we done, Captain? Would you mind taking care of the ship's camouflage? Don't worry, I'm on it. In fact, I'm already done. Since I disguised the ship right before we landed, the enemy shouldn't have seen where we wound up. Hurry up with the cloaking. They may not be able to see us, but they all still detect our magic energy. Aye, sir. Alright, now that things have settled down, let's assess our current situation. After Zeus attacked the storm border, we made an emergency landing near Olympus' western perimeter. By deploying optical camouflage around the ship, we are able to evade visual detecting during their landing. We forced to shut down the border motive power, namely magical reactors, and surrounded the entire hull with a concealing boundary field to prevent their enemy detecting its magic energy. This should mean we successfully landed the ship in Olympus, with the enemy none of wiser than our location, at least theoretical. First off, great work, everyone. You should all be proud that you made it out of that without having to resort to a dangerous usage. After all, in the worst cases, you would say, taken without the necessary precaution could wipe us all out. Really, the few times we've managed to pull one of these are basically miracles. You. Anyway, the important thing is, I'm glad we're all okay. It just goes to show what an excellent machine the Stormborder truly is. It can evade the omnipotent God's thunderbolts. It can dive into void space. If we brought it back to proper human history, it would be the greatest technological revolution of all time. That will never happen. The ship couldn't exist in our world where humanity was flourishing like it's supposed to. It's only in this completely bleached world that my Nautilus noble phantasm, she inspired the spirit armor, aka the Hammer Skin. Hephaestus nanomachine and Chaldea's engineering could all come together like this.
The only reason the storm body exists at all is defeat the foreign god. It won't have the purpose beyond that.
Miesmacher.
Ah, I see. I suppose that's true.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's still a great dependable ship. Mit einem großartigen Captain Goredofl. Ja, das wolltest du doch hören.
Indeed, you're spot on there. I'm glad you see to understand, Maxie. And I'm right. We can't leave everything we did in Atlantis be for nothing. And we certainly wouldn't be able to look for Atlanteans in the eye if we got ourselves shut down before we even landed the ship. We'll need to ready to use our available resources. Have you finished replenishing your command space?
Wie mache ich das? Gibt's eine Auffüllmaschine? Nennt sich Sanquats, oder?
All the pressure backup command space we saved up in the case we need them for a huge battle. And we are just going to use them like it's nothing.
I can't believe I was actually able to replenish all 3 command spells.
Well, I did say we were precious. We can't exactly buy more refills with the command spell store. We are only able to scrap these together in time by running the Wandering Sea magic reactors at full blast. Pulling my technical and administrative advisor's expertise and having Sion pull our fuel all-nighters. Only time and luck will tell if we are ever able to make any more.
I see. So we're really fortunate to be able to use them now.
Yes, I suppose. Wait. Now that things have come to this, we have every resources at our disposal. After all, we still have a crucial mission we need to carry out.
Right. We absolutely must cut down the tree of emptiness here in Olympus.
Tell me, technical advisor, how safe do you think we are right now?
Good question. From the scans of our surrounding area, I'd say we are locked out. Mitten im Nirgendwo. I'm guessing this area where now is the outskirts of Olympus. There are almost no buildings here, there's no sign of any natives, and I don't see a single soldier or defensive weapon anywhere. We can thank Manu for his choice of landing spot, since he was the one handling the controls on short notice. Oh, guter Menere. Irgendwann kriegst du auch mal was von Goredos Teller ab, aber nur was Kleines.
I agree. I would have landed the ship myself, but I had my hand full coordinating with the Nemosteries. Great job, Maniru. When we have a chance later, I'll give you a proper lesson on how to steer the ship.
Well, what can I say? It was pretty impressive if I do say so myself, but still.
Sure, I got a little panicked when you first asked me to take over, but I figured things would work out just stuck to my usual game plan.
Thanks, Maniru.
I really can't take credit. The Stormbreaker did all the hard work. I just kept it stable. Still, I'm glad I was able to help you out, Captain. You definitely did. I was planning to station a Marine in the cockpit, but now I won't have to. So since I have one to spare now, I'll assign them to cleaning ship duties instead. God, keeping the ship clean at all times will be a great boost to morale. Well, I'm Reserve Advisor. The bad news? I know well enough by now that I can't be all good.
Das Nette ist, Minirus Aufgabe wäre das sonst gewesen.
Right, you are, Director. You're really getting the hang of this. Now that we've shut down all our magical reactors, restarting them will take some time. Which means, of course, that they are effectively stuck here for the time being. That means no Zero Sail either. Oh, I see.
At least they should have hard time finding us here, right?
Right. As long as we remain hidden, the odds of them detecting us should be low. Right. As long as we are unable to start the ship engine at the moment of notice, we'll be out to sea without the lifeboat. We're spotted again. If we end up taking several of those supercharged magic energy attacks head-on, without even any of our defensive mechanisms to cheat us, well, I don't even want to think about it.
Captain!
Huh? Captain, why did you collapse like that?
Are you okay? Ja, klar. Die Nautilus ist ja er. Und was, wenn die Nautilus hier mit einer Zeus-Attacke getroffen werden, trifft das natürlich auch ihn.
I'm sorry. It looks like Zeus' great thunderbolt were more powerful than we thought. The one that hit us didn't damage the ship too badly, but it did damage my spirit core.
Oh no, does this mean the thunderbolts are actually anti-7 attacks?
It's a good thing. Only one of them hit us. if even one more dust struck, we might ended up losing our new ship. This is pathetic. I don't even have the strength to stand. Damn it, get anyone else in here. On the double. Make sure Captain's as comfortable as possible. Right. Does this mean you're injured as well, Da Vinci? Looks that way. I thought I was just feeling off thanks to the magic energy I used to shove and concealing spell. But since I was acting a stormboard CPU when we got hit, I guess I actually got as hurt as the captain. I think I'd better rest up for a while too. Da Vinci! Und das war ein Angriff. Easy there. Good, I caught you on time. Thanks for the nurse call. It is an emergency. Aye, Shake! Thanks for coming, Nemo. It's Captain Da Vinci. The former collapse at the later totally drained. Please hurry. Foo-foo. Minute. How Da Vinci and Captain doing? They're both asleep now. Well, I say asleep, but it's more like we did back in Scandinavia. The recovery reports I used at the time. They may seem fine at the surface, but the spirit core have been suffered significant damage. It may take them a few days, but don't worry. We expect them both to make full recoveries. To put it in the modern parlance, this will be a no big deal. Well, that's a relief. Yes, it is. It's a bad we can't visit them while we eat the pots, but I'm still glad to hear they'll be okay. Quite so. I prefer to wait for a full recovery before we begin our plan of attack Ernest, but... Indeed. We have neither the time nor the mental capacity to spare for that. Both the captain and the technical advisor fulfilled their duties spectacularly. Yes, they may be used less for the time being, but no matter, the recovery takes priority. Meanwhile, those of us who remain have an obligation to make the most of the opportunity they've given us, namely, buy them a nice fruit basket. Nee, make a move before we're found, right? Erstmal den längeren Text überlädt der Text herum. Exactly. By this I suppose there was no need for me to say something after all, was there? Alright. As the new director of Chaldea and the commander of the Stormbody, here are my orders. Master Maxi, Masquerade, his faithful servant. There's still much we don't know about our situation, but even so, I'll need you two to head out. While I'm afraid we won't be able to support you as normal with our technical advisor incapacitated, myself, Menino, and our administrative advisor will do our best to fill their shoes in the meantime. Your sole objective for now is to explore this Lostbelt and recruit other proper human history servants. At least this time, we won't be at a complete disadvantage thanks to the vanguard that got here ahead of us. Once you find the heroic spirits that came here from the Atlantis, the tides is sure to turn swiftly in our favor. We are going to defeat this detestable Kirishida, cut on that preposterous huge tree of emptiness, and destroy that incredibly dangerous Zeus. You need to meet up with them first. Yes, sir! Just what I like to hear. Now I can relax and really enjoy my breakfast. I've just run a scan of our vicinity, and I'm afraid the circumstances are very much not in our favor. Unfortunately, we will be more able to bolster our ranks via summoning circles here than we were in Atlantis. Every last leyland for kilometers is under intense observation. They are none too man-made, or perhaps I should say god-made, to use us. Suffice to say, we won't be able to secure the magic energy necessary to summon and maintain new heroic spirits while here in Olympus. I'm afraid we'll have to be content with using the Spirit Origin Graph for temporary combat only summons. Foo-foo. All the more reason you need to find the heroic spirits who came here ahead of us as soon as possible. With the forces we have, we won't even be able to keep ourselves safe, let alone accomplish the mission. It would have made things a lot easier if we should summon more combat-ready servants from the leyland. But I guess that was too much to hope for, just like it was in Atlantis. Well, in the meantime, I don't know how much these... but here, these are for you two. Thanks, Miniru. But, what are they? They are disguise kits. Well, a kind of mystic really, that Da Vinci made in a secret base of the Atlanteans. Basically, they use magecraft to deceive unlockers, both optically and perceptibly. giving you the same effect as wearing a disguise without actually having one to put on. She said they make use of the same disguise principles as Holmes' noble phantasm. They should let us disguise yourself as a resident of Olympus and
gather the information we need.
Right, I know this is business as usual for you guys by now, but I still be careful. The silver lining here is that our magic energy readings are the same as any other humans. Apparently even Mesh only has a tiny bit of servant aura about her right now. So hey, in this sense you should make it easier to sneak than that it would be if you were bringing servants along. That's true. Under these circumstances, the risk of hostile servants noticing me or senpai should be very low. So of course, well, this should be a new chance we rendezvous with the experts we got here before us. But that being said, you'll still be at a major disadvantage if you end up in a fight. So don't lean on the disguise kits too heavily, okay? Then again, you're both old hands now with Rayshift and Lostbelt, so I'm sure you already know that.
So lala, liebe Leute. Ein spannendes Intro. Wir haben jetzt hier schon ein bisschen überzogen, deswegen machen wir jetzt hier einen kleinen Cut. Aber beim nächsten Mal werden wir uns hier, das ist ja nur der Prolog, hier dem 5.2 Lostbelt hier widmen. Beim nächsten Mal geht's dann weiter und ich war Suffix und vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Ciao.